can for then.
Thank you.
We do have a quorum with 3 members if you'd like to get started, or if you want to give them a moment to join, that's fine too.
Yeah, let's wait a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But simply because I wasn't here last time, so, I won't be contributing a whole lot. And I would just as soon have people who know what's going on. I mean, Jeff and I talked a little while ago, so I do know a little bit about what's going on.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to put a face to a name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although we've met before.
Yes. Yeah. I've met you
It's
several
just-
times, I think. now.
Yeah. It's just out of context. It takes a while for it to all click in.
Well, and I've only been with the city for 3 months now.
Well, how's it going?
So far, so good. I'm really enjoying it.
Good. Are you, forgive me for being so absolutely ignorant, but are you playing a specific role? Are you taking somebody's place?
No, so my job title is Landscape Technician 3, and this
Right.
is a created position. Nobody's had it before.
Okay.
So any sort of landscaping projects. We just, John Hilkert and I did a tree video earlier today. Which was fun. And then, of course, I'll be working on the greenhouse for the Acorn project. I'll be managing the install and the maintenance for that.
So you're not officially a member of or waiting to be a member of the tree commission. Just want to make that.
Correct.
Okay. Well, you know what? With Patricia having to leave. Oh, we have somebody here.
Hi, it's my line. Hi, Jeff here.
Hi,
Good.
Jeff.
Okay, good.
Sorry, running a bit late.
That's all right. Okay, so I can call the meeting to order.
Good.
Take the roll.
Sure. Viviano here. Busco,
Hi.
Lash, Bradenberg,
Here.
Wyatt.
Here.
We have all commission members present except for Lash.
Okay, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
Okay.
I'll do a roll call on that. Viviano, aye. Busco,
Aye.
Bradenberg,
Aye.
and Wyatt.
Hi.
The motion to approve the minutes passes 4-0.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, brochure updates. Do we have any?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay. We will kick that one down the road. Procedure. We now have our fifth member. Okay. The procedure for recognizing Tree of the Month uh, has anyone done anything with that?
Yeah, if I could, I have learned that and this is a very new program that Keep Akron Beautiful has undertaken, and they have a Tree of the Week, actually, program. And I thought it best not to conflict with their mission and what they're doing, referencing trees. And so I think we should work with them a bit more to try to ensure that they're successful, as opposed to not working with them, I guess, and trying our own thing. I think there's in this space there's room for one, and to make sure that one's successful, I think we should help and try to make sure that's as successful as possible, their program.
Yeah.
And we can.
Are pretty certain that there's no other tree-friendly program in the city. We keep finding about things. We decide we want to do something, and then we find out somebody else is doing it. So, I want to make sure that we cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
Agreed. Yes. And I think slowly we are, people are learning about us. I had just learned their tree recognition program just launched like a couple weeks ago. So really new, and it's, at this juncture, it's fledgling. So again, like I said, we could perhaps focus our energies in a different direction, but then again, support them as well. I'm not aware of any other tree recognition programs at this juncture. And I think this will also, for a discussion that we'll have in a few minutes, maybe under new business, it'll help put context as well.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question. Sarah, is it possible that we can get information from from them about what the program entails?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's on their website. I think what they're doing is they're primarily using, they have infrastructure, they have people. We really don't. But they have infrastructure and people. So what they're doing primarily is, I think they're going ward by ward. I believe that they're also utilizing social media, and but I assume it's on their website. I had just learned of this a couple weeks ago, and at that point they'd only launched it like a week beforehand. So I don't know about it in detail, but we could probably find that out. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, can I intervene here for a second?
Sure.
Okay, so Keep Akron Beautiful, as you know, I'm recently employed with the city of Akron, but I did work at Keep Akron Beautiful for 9 years. They started the Planting Change campaign. They had their large event, their unveiling event in April, and their main goal is to plant 100,000 trees in 10 years.
Wow.
And they do have the Tree of the Week every Thursday, and it's in a different ward. And there's more information on the website, of course, and they would be more than willing, I'm sure, to partner with you on any sort of project. Not that I don't want to speak for them, but I was involved with a little bit of the campaign before I moved over to the city.
Thank you. Leah, do you think you would be able to fulfill this role, or should we ask somebody from Keep Akron Beautiful to come and just kind of make a formal introduction of the program and how we might be able to help?
For this group or to the public?
For this group.
I mean, it might probably be best to have somebody from the organization because I don't want to speak on their behalf.
Okay. Well, consensus of the other members, do you think a presentation by Keep Akron Beautiful would be valuable?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and I'm seeing Sarah nodding her head. So I will extend an invitation to, Jackie's still the executive, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'll contact her in the next few days and invite her to our October meeting. Okay. All righty. I think that pretty well takes care of that item for now. Outreach to council members. Sarah, maybe you could speak to this?
Yes, I have an update. I have 4 upcoming meetings scheduled there in late October, late November for ward meetings.
Okay.
I believe we were going to talk about the Tree of the Month program at these ward meetings, though. One of the things that we wanted to touch on. So I want to make sure that our timing is still good. Do we still want to go at these dates since we're kind of pivoting on that a little bit?
Well, if we're talking late October and late November, that's after we will have met with Keep Akron Beautiful. So, you know, a couple of thoughts. One, we could still schedule those because then we would have the information. The other thing is that we and Jackie could make a joint presentation since we're both talking about trees.
Okay.
Thought?
Keep those dates then on the council members'
Yeah, what are those
information,
dates?
and I will send those out. Yep, the first one is October 23rd, the Ward 7 meeting.
Okay.
October 30th is the Ward 4 meeting.
Okay.
November 19th is the Ward 10 meeting.
Okay.
November 21st is the Ward 6 meeting.
Okay.
Sarah, is it possible for you to email those dates to us?
Sure will.
Thank you.
Okay. We're finally, after how many years, we're finally getting some stuff on the books.
Good job.
Okay, and we can talk about we're all clear on what we want to accomplish. Although I think the one word meeting we did have is a pretty good template. John Hilkert, would you be accompanying us, seeing as how you were really the guy on the spot, or do you want to avoid it?
As long as I don't have any conflicts, I'm should be able to come to them.
Okay.
I'll see which ones. I was trying to jot down the dates, but I'll wait until I get them.
I'll include you in that email.
Okay. Okay, great. All righty. Expanding the tree commission. Jeff, you want to speak to that?
Sure, thank you. Yes, I do. We have had quite a bit of interest in terms of individuals wishing to join the commission. And so I've been thinking, and Sarah and I had a brief conversation in terms of, maybe we should look and retool a bit. And I'm very happy about, Keep Akron Beautiful, not only are they, trying to keep our city clean, but now they're into the tree business as well. The city overall, I believe, the city of Akron, there's renewed interest, I believe, in trees with Jessica's program from the water distribution side and the grant that they received and what they're hoping to do around trees. We have met with a couple individuals that was brought to us from Casey Shevlin from the city administration that are interested as well. in terms of our commission, I believe I would propose that we advance this and move from 5 members to 9 members. I believe we would get the administration's check off on that. I'm more than happy to do the legwork and to have a discussion with Mr. Luddle, the mayor, whomever, in terms of this expansion. I believe including Keep Akron Beautiful would be very prudent for us. I believe also that there's 2 individuals, I believe, from Leadership Akron that we had met, and they have a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm about the possibility of joining us. And also there's a 4th individual that I am aware of that's interested, and that Pat Selman, who was previously with the city of Akron and now retired. Am I still here? Okay. All right, good. Just checking. And so I believe we should do that, move from 5 to 9 members. I also believe that we could, with this new enthusiasm within our city around trees, we could also look at the possibility of, maybe expanding and having something, a tree, Friends of the Tree Commission, if you will, for lack of a better term. And I believe looking at all of our rules, and we've been around for a little while, but it's difficult to get things done and accomplished because I think it is because we are kind of smallish, and because it's difficult at this point. But I think by expanding and especially partnering with Keep Akron Beautiful at this time, they have the firepower, if you will, personnel and such, that we could work through them as well. So I think it'd be a good partnership, and also expanding. After we expand, I think then we would look at our ordinance and look at where we're at today and come up with some recommendations after that. So that's my thoughts on the expansion.
Are we making a motion on this, or that's just what, I don't know. Is it something that we're going to act on now, or?
I would be happy to act on it today, but I don't know if everyone wants to think about it or whatever. Like I said, I'm more than happy to do the legwork and see to it that we can move on this, whatever timing is best for the commission.
I think we may have lost Sarah Bradenberg.
We lost her probably about 5 minutes or so ago. So I don't think she heard any of your talk.
That's okay. We discussed it, her and I.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be presumptuous though, and say for sure, but I see Mr. Lash is on board here. Like I said,
I have a question, Councilman.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. First of all, thank you for bringing this proposal to the commission. My question is, you made mention the fact that of us not being able to get things done. So you're thinking that by adding 4 more individuals or more entities to our commission, that will enable us to progress forward and get things done in a quicker fashion?
I think it would help. We have done some positive things. There's no question about that in terms of supporting the city. However, though, there's some things we haven't done that we've been, the brochure, the website, the this, the that. We just, and even the Tree of the Month, we don't have the firepower, and it's not fair to ask the city to go out and do all this work as well. Keep Akron Beautiful, though, they have infrastructure, they have people, and I believe that with them on board, and also another individual who's interested in helping us, who has a lot of firepower in terms of the private side, if you will, is Pat Selman. Of course, we all know Pat Selman, and he has just been a great advocate for the environment. He's formerly with the city in our engineering bureau, and has been kind of like the from the engineering side with regards to the consent decree and all that work, that over $1 billion project that we're coming to completion on. He's been very involved in that. So I think he would be a great addition. 4 people, I believe, is what we should expand to. I think it would help us quite a bit. And then after they join us, and then perhaps have like and we had done this before, like an in-person mini retreat type thing, and kind of go over our ordinance, we look at ourselves and, with these new faces and fresh ideas, perhaps. And I think the partnership with Keep Akron Beautiful just is a good, the timing's right for that.
Thank
I
you.
like it. I like it.
Good, thank you. And I don't know, I would make a proposal here that we would go forward, that you guys would authorize me to go forward and begin the work. But I definitely want to make sure everybody's on board. And I don't know if Sarah's rejoined. Has she rejoined?
No.
No.
Councilman, so moved.
Okay. So I guess what we'll do is I will, if everyone's on board, I'll circle back with Sarah and ask her if she's okay, and then I'll begin that work. And like I said, we had met the two individuals that was brought to us by Casey Shevlin, and I believe they were both from the private sector, younger folks. So I'll request resumes from everyone. I think the first thing I'd have to do is request the legislation to move from 5 to 9. And then after that request comes in, then we would then appoint the 4 new folks. And we can also look at our terms. And, if everyone's on board with being renewed, then we'll do that as well. And then following that, we would then do that like mini retreat and move from there. So,
Councilman, are you chairing this meeting?
right now,
Yes.
I think I am.
I actually, you brought the idea forward. I said so moved. So there, I actually put the motion forward.
Right.
If we want to now, it is a second. So I didn't know how we were operating since Sarah's gone.
I second it.
All right. And I was trying to explain, I'll go ahead and go forward. Just want to get Sarah Bradenberg's. That's what I was trying to explain. Her check off as well, as because she's the president. But yeah, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. So there you go. So okay, I'll begin this process, and we'll go from there. So, and I don't have the actual agenda in front of me, Sarah Viviano. I assume you're here, right?
I do.
Is there any other items that we have before us?
Yes.
No business.
Under new business, we have phones for trees.
I'm sorry?
Under new business, we have phones for trees.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
It looks like Sarah has rejoined us now.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Yeah, what happened?
You just dropped off.
I did?
Yes.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought something that, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm back. Where were we?
We can't see you. I don't know if that matters or not.
Let me get my, come on, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we were talking about expanding the commission. I'm sorry it took so much of your time, Patricia.
No, that's okay. I still got 5 minutes. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Jeff, you were gonna say something?
I did.
Or you were saying something?
Yes, it was referencing the addition of 4 individuals partnering with Keep Akron Beautiful, including them on our board, or on our commission, I should say. And the 2 individuals you and I had met, as well as Pat Selman. And I explained the process, and that I was willing to do the work with, go to the mayor and whomever else that I would need to in terms of that expansion. And then then after that, we would renew whoever needs to be renewed. And we would also add the 4 new folks in a partnership with Keep Akron Beautiful, with them having a seat on the board officially. And then I didn't really go into the second phase of the whole plan, which would be, you and I discussed a bit, and that would be like the Friends of the Tree Commission possibly. And that could be like perhaps a bench, if you will, of individuals who's shown an interest and that perhaps could replace us one day. So that's further down the road, obviously. And then someone had made a motion, I guess it was somewhat me, in terms of moving forward on this, and it was moved and seconded, and then we all voted. But I had mentioned that I wanted to preface everything with a discussion with you, if you're okay with moving in this direction. But everybody else was pretty good with the idea.
Okay. Casey, you and I talked about this. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Sorry, I joined as soon as I could today. Good to see everyone. Thoughts on 4 new members for the tree commission? If that's what you're asking, I mean, I'm very supportive. I think it would be really helpful to get some more helping hands in the mix, and support the mission for outreach and education. So I mean, I think the more the merrier.
Okay. And so we're talking about at least the director of Keep Akron Beautiful is one of them.
Yes.
And then where would the others come from?
Well, the two that we had met with, I don't recall their names off the top of my head. Casey, I believe you introduced us to them, those two individuals, as well as Pat Selman, who used to be with the city, is now in the private sector. But in terms of the environment, he's really good, and he's got that engineering background, which I think would be helpful for us too.
Okay. Jackie Raschuti, Pat Selman, and then it's been long enough since we met with the other two. Casey, can you bring those names in again?
Yeah, I think it was Gabe Forte and
Yeah.
Brittany Robinson.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we want to have them come before us before we vote them in? Or, I mean, Jackie and Pat are well known. Gabe and Brittany, not so much, although, having met them, I have no problem with their joining us.
Jeff mentioned that he was going to get some resumes and things for us to look at.
Okay.
Before we go forward and make sure it was okay with you. So I think Jeff was going to do some legwork and some background work on them and bring it back to us before we went forward with, having them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sarah, if you don't mind, I can move rather quickly on this with the help of my friend Sarah Viviano. In terms of, I could request the legislation, because I see two pieces of legislation. One would be before council, that would be expanding from 5 to 9, the tree commission itself. And then the second piece, and it would have to be an appointment, I believe, by the mayor. So the mayor would have to, Casey could help on that piece. The mayor is the appointing authority, and we're the ones who are the voting authority, city council. So, but before we, I can formally request the legislation, but before we move on it, introduce it, what we'll do is we'll work to get those resumes to everyone, so everybody here knows. But we could probably accomplish this before our next meeting. It could be done rather quickly, I believe.
Okay.
And if there's any flags or any concerns, if anyone wants to give me a call or email, then that's cool too. I'll send an email with all the resumes, and we'll move from there. And the one thing, Sarah, we may request your presence at council whenever we do move on that legislation. So it probably would be in a couple of weeks if you can make it. That would be wonderful. If not, you could even Zoom in if that would, that's easier too. So yeah, that's the plan.
That should be no problem.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. So given all that, I'm thinking that's the next we'll move that on to next meeting. Another piece of business for next meeting. Anything else on that, commission members? Okay. Next item is phones for trees. That's something I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I'd seen that at the Mustard Seed. And
Okay,
what it is, I always just think that we can promote it, but of course we're you know, perhaps throw it on the website or something. But it's whereas the proceeds from donating your phone goes towards planting trees. That's all it is.
okay.
Yeah.
And who would collect the phones? The city, like have someplace in City Hall?
We could talk about that. Mr. Lash is on, you know, I don't know if that's something we want to do. Have, you know, I assume we'd have to reach out. And again, this is, you know, it's personnel and time and, you know, but reach out to that organization and ask them if they'd like to partner with the city. And then, you know, and I can try to, you know,
Okay,
make that contact. But it's, you know, like I said, it's just time to do stuff. Time availability to do everything. But I could try to reach out to that group and see if they'd be interested, and simultaneous to that, Mr. Lash and I can have a conversation, perhaps encourage people to go to the community centers to drop off phones for a donation, and then herd them and then donate them as a city. And that could be something that even perhaps, like I said, I think whenever we would get our friends from Keep Akron Beautiful on board here, that these types of things could be done in a more time. So, but yeah, I can begin that process of talking to folks.
okay. So more information to be had next month.
Yes,
Got a lot of work cut out for you, Jeff.
I know. I don't know how I get stuck into this to do all this stuff, but it's okay.
Okay,
Good. It's all good. Good work.
okay. Well, that's the end of the agenda. Does anyone have anything for the good of the order?
Sarah, I just have one thing. Did you touch on, I was late, so you might have talked about the cities and Keep Akron Beautiful's participation in the Opportunity Project for cities. I think I mentioned it last meeting or the meeting before. Did you touch on that at all today?
No.
Okay. Would it be okay if I summarized a little bit just to keep the tree commission informed?
Please.
Okay, so just to recap, so we had been accepted into this night-sponsored program, the Opportunity Project for Cities. It's designed to help municipalities, you know, identify a local issue of their choosing, engage the community about that issue, and then develop, in partnership with or with support rather from Google, develop a digital solution to the issue. And
Okay.
so I had us focusing on trees, and we just got done with a big round of community engagement about trees. So we circulated a survey to sort of take residents' temperatures on their, you know, interest and support of trees, barriers that they see to being more supportive of trees, resources they need related to trees. So we surveyed over 500 Akron residents, and we also did an in-person focus group with I think 8 to 10 residents just a couple of weeks ago, so that we can dive a little deeper with them than a survey allows, right? Kind of talk to them for an hour. And we're in the process of sort of analyzing and synthesizing the insights from both the survey and the focus group, but happy to share that with you all when it's ready, and keep you informed about, you know, now we're sort of looking at the results and thinking about what's the best solution, you know, digital solution that we can provide to the public, to Akron residents, to get them what they need related to trees. So anyway, just sort of a status update on that program.
Okay. Do you anticipate, how long do you think it might take? I mean, sometimes surveys take a while to put together.
Yeah, we looked at we had sort of an in-person workshop just a week or two ago with the folks from the Center for Public Impact, who are, just an NGO that's part of the program. I think some folks from the Beck Center, again, an NGO that's sort of part of this program, and folks from Google were there. So they came into town in Akron and sat with us and some of the staff here in Keep Akron Beautiful who's been engaged in the project. And we saw early results from the survey at that time. So I would anticipate maybe, Sarah, by next tree commission meeting, I might have some insights to share, actually.
That would be fabulous. That would be fabulous. Okay. Well, I eagerly await that. Anybody else have any feedback, thoughts? It's good that we won't be kind of operating in the dark, kind of hoping fly up the flagpole and see if anyone salutes. So that's great, Casey. Thank you. Anybody have any other questions? Okay. Any other items for the good of the order? Okay. Nothing further. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
And so I don't think we need to vote on adjournment.
You don't need to if there are no objections.
Now, if there are no objections, we will adjourn.
Thank you.
Okay. Good meeting, folks. Glad to be back and feel caught up now. And we will meet again soon.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good seeing you, Sarah.